A major problem of being a youth theatre director is the what shall we do next syndrome. And when you've just taken a wonderful group of students, youth theatre members, to Hong Kong to perform Chicken to an international festival of young people, how do you top that? I was so lucky because I was able to come back knowing that I'd got a project that we'd been offered on a plate, which would both benefit the project and benefit us. And it was this. I love you, Mum. I promise I won't die. The tragic story of Daniel Spargo Mabs and his mum and dad. That's his mum, Fiona. I'd started at this point to write it. In fact, I hadn't started to write the play. I'd got the testimony from the various different people, and I managed to, I think at the point we started, I'd just about written out all the testimony. So it was a great beginning, but no play. And I knew that working with my own youth theatre, I could do it in the way that I'd done things like Dan Nolan and Too Much Punch for Judy. We could refine it, we could work on it and develop it together. So I came back from Hong Kong, and this group of lovely people, I counted there amongst the young people, I think 24 young people who were really, really up for being involved. Interesting note here, to say that 10 of them didn't make the whole of the project. So 10 of those people dropped out. We picked up a number on the way. I'm not sure how many the final number was involved, but these are intense projects that we do. They're working 2 or 3 nights a week, 3 hours a night, with all their studies going on, many of them. And they're working hard. I mean, it's a massive, massive commitment to be involved in a new play. We had the age range from Ollie, who was in year 7 at this point, up until I think probably James and Natasha were the oldest young people, and they were in their early 20s, and they were involved as well. So a wonderful age range of people to be involved. And it was very exciting. It garnered massive publicity nationally and locally. This was a little feature that was in the local newspaper. Oh, little picture of me there. Talking about that, because during this time, Hard to Swallow and Dan Nolan were accepted as, or put forward as, scripts that would be used on the GCSE, and I can remember us saying, you know, this might happen to this play in the future. And indeed, you might have heard it's been put forward to be a set text in one of the exam boards sometime in the future. We haven't finally heard whether it's going to happen, but it's being discussed. We were getting coverage in London as well. So, oh no, this is another Daily Echo one. But there was coverage in London and in the Nationals. This is in the Sun. Fiona gets incredible coverage. So we were involved in something that was a national thing. And also, in contrast to what I used to do back in the day, suddenly we'd got through, partly through the Academy and partly through my having had some successes, we'd got a team of adults who were working with us. So we got Kat doing the costumes, who had done stunning work for probably 5, 6, 7, 8 years. Absolutely wonderful work. Danny, who was a member of the youth theatre from a little boy. He actually remembers Graham Salmon at his junior school, coming and doing a run at his junior school, and that was our first encounter. Danny was now working as a technician at the school, and so we had his input on both the kind of lights and on the multimedia. And I think we had Amy Barnett, who was doing the lights, so he and she worked on that. Danny was just a genius with multimedia. I think at this point he was at uni studying film. And there's an example in the production of the screens that we used. And you can see part of the design was for these, and all these were simple, like roller blind things that rolled upwards, and they were white. And we used them to project materials on. So this is the I Love You Mum, I Promise I Won't Die Daily Mail headline. We had in the background also Paul Ibbott working on the music. There's Paul, a wonderful musician who had done some verbatim songs with Too Much Punch for Judy, and he did some great underscoring with Dan's play I Love You Mum, by taking all the main people's names, doing out an alphabet on his keyboard, and then working the themes when they came on. So Jenna, for example, comes on, and he got notes that he was allowed to use with Jen, another N and A, and he would limit his composition to the notes of these characters. So he had Dan's theme, Fiona's theme, Tim's theme, an absolutely wonderful piece of work that Paul came up with. And then finally Richard, who's an artist. He was working again at the Academy. Richard Long, that's one of his pieces of artwork in the background. But Richard came in as a set designer and had the genius idea not only of having the screens at the back, but of these lighting up boxes which we used, and they were fantastic. Not only did we have them, we had little bottles of water that lit up in different colours, and that's Ollie, who ended up playing Dan, and he was one of the ones who ended up being Dan, and there's a story there I'll tell you in a moment. And that also ended up being the cover to the book that Bloomsbury or Methuen produced at the end. So they used Ollie's dad was Chris, who did that photograph, and they used that as the basis for the cover for the book that you've probably seen. Yeah, the mistake that happened. Well, one of those people who dropped out was Harry, who was also not a cage fighter, but a kind of boxing, wrestling-y type person, and he got a gig for playing in the GB team, and he had to drop out in order to do that, or had the choice to make about whether he dropped out. He dropped out, and this was very shortly before one of the performances that we did for Fiona and Tim, and I can remember at the night it all happened, Danny said to me, this will bring about a brilliant idea. And I thought, we do not want to introduce someone new into the picture. We need to do it amongst ourselves and maybe offer some of those who have less to do, offer them a little bit more. So we shared the part of Dan, and we had his part being denoted by this hoodie, which Fiona said was something that he was very keen on wearing. And it gave Dan a multiple personality thing, and he wasn't represented by one person. And it actually came as a huge, relief to Dan's mum and dad, who came to watch the rehearsals. And that's them there, Tim and Fiona, watching us doing a rehearsal. And it came as a huge relief to them not to have to watch someone being Dan, which was a wonderful side effect. And it's become the iconic factor of this production. Chris Webb designed a wonderful programme, and these programmes were beautifully done. Again, this is something that back in the days of the school we never had, but with the Academy this was a real bonus. Wonderful programmes. And then we had the reviews. So it came to the reviews, and this was the local review, a clear-sighted, sobering dramatisation of the facts. The first part of the play was presented with colour, movement and vitality that perfectly captured the energy of the youthful characters. In contrast, the second half was both more stately in pace and less showy in the staging, enhancing the emotional impact and sense of loss. Effortless from this talented cast. There were particularly impressive performances from Natasha Thomas and James Bratby as Daniel's parents, and boy were those strong performances. Some of the strongest performances that I've ever seen in any youth theatre production. And then a national, this was a Noda review. This is just a great review, and I don't think I've ever used it, but it's a brilliant one. It was one of the most thought-provoking evenings I have ever spent in a theatre. The subject was treated with such clarity of vision, simplicity, and integrity. The incredibly young actors and actresses are to be highly praised for their sensitive focus, involvement, and commitment. They were given an extremely well-crafted play, thank you, which enabled them to perform with such confidence. Wow. And it was that performance that was captured on the DVD that you might have seen. Great. So pleased with this. It's one of the best DVDs OYT produced. And it was done in my last year as a teacher there. We're in the year, so the first year of our rehearsals I was a teacher, the second year I'd retired, so I was able to put a lot more time into it. And again, thanks to those adults who managed to add a breadth of professional input to add to what myself and a fantastically committed team of young people did. And now we were off to the festivals and then heading towards a premiere at the Brit School in Croydon.